Hey bitches, welcome to Bad for Approval. And this episode, we're talking about the hidden cost of being the nice girl. So I think women are taught that being nice is a personality trait when really it's often a survival strategy for us. And somewhere along the way, we've confused being kind with making ourselves smaller. And I'm not afraid to get personal. When I was younger, I dated someone for a long time, like 3 years, a long time. And if you'd asked me then, I would have told you I was happy, actually. Looking back, I don't think I was happy. I think I was just agreeable. I went along with things that I didn't believe in because I didn't want to be that girlfriend. I didn't want to seem difficult. I didn't want to argue. I wanted to be easygoing, chill, understanding, supportive, all the things women are told to be to make us good partners. But every time I stayed quiet about something that mattered to me, I was giving away a little piece of who I actually was. So when the relationship ended, everyone expected me to be devastated. Honestly, I wasn't. And that confused me at first. I kept thinking, why am I not heartbroken? Then I realized something that completely changed the way I look at relationships. He wasn't breaking up with the real me. He could not have been. He had spent years with the version of me that agreed, accommodated, and kept the peace. The real me, though, the woman with opinions and boundaries and disagreements, never really got to exist in that relationship. So looking back, he eventually made decisions that I never agreed with, decisions that ultimately landed him in jail. So the truth is, I had ignored the red flags because I thought being a good girlfriend meant standing by someone no matter what. Hashtag ride or die. Yeah, it doesn't. Being loyal should never require you to betray yourself. Notice how this version isn't about criticizing him, it's about being the real you. So, anyway, years later, I get my first leadership position. I think I'm hot shit. I thought being a good manager meant making everyone happy. I softened every conversation. I sugarcoated feedback. I worried more about hurting someone's feelings than actually helping them or the company improve. Then one day, I got feedback from corporate that completely surprised me. They basically told me, "You're too nice." At first, I was offended. I thought, isn't being nice a good thing? Like being approachable, But after I sat with it for a while, I realized they weren't telling me to be mean. They were telling me to be honest. Those are two completely different things. If someone consistently isn't performing the job, honesty doesn't sound like, don't worry, you'll probably get the hang of it. We need more coaching sessions. Honesty sounds more like, based on what I'm seeing, this role may not be the right fit for you. That's not cruel, that's clear. I spent so much time trying to protect people from uncomfortable conversations that I wasn't actually helping them or myself. Sometimes kindness is not making someone feel better. Sometimes kindness is just telling them the truth. Moral of the storytelling is my dating life and my career taught me the exact same lesson. Every time I chose being liked or being nice over being honest, I paid for it. Sometimes I paid with years of my life. Sometimes I paid with credibility. Sometimes I paid with peace. Being nice was not the problem. Being afraid to disappoint people was. And what the truth is that people pleasing gets rewarded early, but those rewards come with long term costs. That's what I think nobody talks about. Women are rewarded for people pleasing, not eventually, immediately. That's why it's so hard to stop. Think about it. The agreeable girl gets called mature, the quiet girl gets called easy to be around, the girlfriend who never complains gets called wifey material. The employee who never pushes back gets called a team player. We get rewarded every single time we make ourselves easier to deal with. And that's exactly why it's dangerous. Because the rewards are real. You might get the relationship, might get the promotion, you might even get invited everywhere. Everybody might describe you as so sweet. I love her. She's so sweet. But here's my question. What did it cost you to earn those compliments? How uncomfortable did you have to feel to earn those compliments? What did you have to lose about yourself? What did you have to compromise? That's why I like to always think about the cost. Some decisions you pay today, but they will bill you later. That's a dangerous kind of reward. The bill does not come immediately, it shows up years later. Maybe you spend 10 years becoming exactly who everyone else needs you to be. Then one morning you wake up and realize you have no fucking idea who you are. Not because you're weak, but because you've been practicing everyone else's personality for too long. Maybe you married someone who loved how agreeable you were. They loved that you never argued. They loved that you always said yes. They loved that your entire life revolved around theirs. Then one day, you decide you want to start a business. You want to go back to school. You want to travel. You want to have boundaries, maybe. You want to spend money on yourself. You want to say no. Suddenly, everyone says, "Oh my God, you've changed. You've changed. This is not you." Of course, you've changed. You're finally introducing them to the real you, the version of you that you never gave a chance to exist. Here's the scary part. I don't think losing yourself happens all at once. I think it happens one super tiny compromise at a time. It's easier if we do what he wants. It's not worth arguing about. I'll just let it go. Maybe next time I'll say something. Until one day, there isn't a you making those decisions anymore. There's only the version of you that everybody else trained you to become. People always want to say that relationships require compromise. And I agree, but compromise is supposed to happen after two complete people show up. It isn't supposed to require one person to disappear. I'm not telling you to become rude. I'm telling you to become recognizable to yourself. Because if the only version of you that gets rewarded is the version that abandons yourself, eventually the reward starts to feel like a fucking prison. Well, here's another opinion that's probably going to get me in trouble. I don't think being brutally honest ruins relationships. I think it reveals them. Because if someone can't survive one honest conversation with you, they were definitely not built for a lifetime with you. I used to think my job was to make everyone feel comfortable. So if something bothered me, I swallowed it. If someone crossed a boundary, I made excuses for them. If someone's energy felt off, I convinced myself I was overthinking it. Then one day, I got tired of that shit. I stopped translating my feelings into something that everyone else could digest. I just started saying exactly what I meant. I don't like how you're talking to me. That comment did not sit right with me. I feel dismissed right now. Well, I need you to actually listen to what I'm saying. Hello? Um, and do you know what happened? Half of the people disappeared. Good. Because I wasn't losing my people, I was losing access to people who only liked the version of me that stayed quiet. Sometimes I'll be explaining how I feel, and the other person will start sighing. Maybe they roll their eyes. Maybe they look around the room like there's fucking reality TV cameras in this bitch, acting confused instead of actually engaging with what I'm saying. Now, whether they mean it or not, I don't care. It makes me feel how it makes me feel, and it can make me feel like my perspective is being dismissed. So now I'll say it. I need you to stay with me in this conversation, or it feels like you're not taking what I'm saying seriously. I definitely don't pretend everything's fine anymore. But people call women dramatic all the time. So here's what I've noticed. The moment a woman stops making everyone else feel comfortable, suddenly she's too much. Suddenly she's difficult. She's intimidating. Or maybe she's just finally being honest. So here's the part that nobody tells you. Honesty doesn't just push the wrong people away, it attracts the right people. Because your people can't recognize you if you're constantly disguising yourself and pretending to be someone else. Think about it. If you're filtering yourself every day, your tribe isn't meeting you. It doesn't have anything in common with you. They're meeting your customer service advisor, imposter. No wonder you feel lonely. I've started thinking about life like every relationship comes with a terms and conditions page, and mine has gotten longer over the years. Respect me, mean what you say, let me finish talking, don't play mind games. If we've got a problem, let's talk about the problem instead of pretending like there isn't one. And some people hear those standards and think, wow, that's a lot. Cool, then don't subscribe. Because I'd rather have 5 people in my life who respect my boundaries than 50 who only like me when I don't fucking have any. The goal isn't to get everyone to like you. The goal is to become so honest about who you are that the people who aren't meant for your life remove themselves before they waste years of yours. Everyone comes with a terms and conditions page. Welcome to Z. Before access is granted, you must agree to the terms and conditions. If these terms don't work for you, that's okay. But you can't make an account unless you agree to the terms and conditions, bitch. But let me be clear. I'm not telling you to become rude. I'm telling you to become familiar with yourself. Because if you don't know what bothers you, how is anybody else supposed to know? Better yet, how are you supposed to protect yourself? I think every woman needs a discovery phase, a season where your only job is to pay attention to you, not your boyfriend, not your friends, not your mom, not society, you. So start asking yourself questions. What makes me shut down? What makes me feel small, disrespected? What makes my body tense up? What makes me hesitate before speaking? What gives me that weird feeling in my stomach that I want to ignore? Because your body usually knows before your brain does. I've learned a lot about myself. I fucking hate being interrupted. I hate when somebody tells me how I feel or how I should feel instead of just asking, oh, you're only upset because. No, don't tell me why I'm upset. Ask me. I don't like people forcing their beliefs onto me. I don't like people making jokes about other people's race, sexuality, disability, or identity. If your humor depends on putting somebody else down, we're probably not gonna click. Get comfortable saying that shit. I don't like people trying to dismiss what I'm saying with sarcasm, eye rolling, acting confused instead of actually listening. Whether they intend it that way or not, I know how it lands for me. So I speak up instead of pretending that I'm okay. And here's what's changed. Instead of sitting there irritated for 3 hours, I'll stop the conversation. Hey, I don't really like jokes like that. Can you let me finish my thought? I don't appreciate being interrupted. Can we actually talk about what I said instead of just changing the subject? Some people immediately get defensive. It's just a joke. You're too sensitive. You're making this like a big deal. Okay, maybe. Or maybe we're just finding out that we're not compatible. Maybe we're finding out that I don't need to work here. Maybe we're finding out that I don't want to be friends with you. See, people think boundaries are about controlling other people, but they're not. Boundaries are information. I'm telling you what kind of environment I thrive in, what kind of environment I want to live in. What you do with that information is 100% your choice. And here's the crazy part: every single thing that annoys you, everything that makes your stomach drop, every single thing that makes you leave a conversation feeling drained, those aren't random, they're data. They're teaching you what your terms and conditions are. You don't write your terms and conditions by copying mine. You write them by paying attention to yourself. Everybody comes with a terms and conditions page. Mine says, respect my time, respect my voice, don't you dare make me earn basic decency, mean what you say. If we have a problem, let's talk about the problem. Those are my terms. Yours might look completely different. And if somebody keeps violating those terms and conditions after you've clearly communicated with them, that account has been deactivated, bitch. So, on that note, I'm going to give you bitches some homework for this week. Disappoint somebody. I don't care who it is, your mom, your boyfriend, your best friend, your coworker, your boss. I don't care. Someone needs to hear no from you this week, because why did you play this podcast? Some of you have made a full-time career out of disappointing yourselves just to avoid disappointing everybody else. So let's practice. Can you braid my hair this weekend? Actually, no. I'm busy. Can you help me move? No. Can you cover my shift? No. Can't. Can you babysit? No. Notice how I didn't write a 5-page apology letter. Oh, I can't because I actually have to take my son to the dentist and I have to walk my dogs and I get off at 9 p.m. So it's like middle of the night. So it's like I'm not going to make it to you. So it's like none of that. You don't owe everybody an explanation every time that you choose yourself. You're you. Why can't you choose yourself when you are you? That's the main person that needs to be choosing themselves. So let's talk about honesty. Do I look good in this outfit? Girl, no. That color is washing you out and fighting your skin tone. Put on the blue one and you'll stop the show. See? That's honesty. Do you think I should leave my boyfriend? Girl, yes. And while you're at it, stop asking people questions if you're only accepting one answer. Like if I was supposed to say no, can't do that one. Can't do that one. Love you though. Or if someone's talking to you and directing something at you, like for example, you should really get a better job. Okay. So if I want career advice, I'll ask for it. Put a pin in it. And then go about your happy go lucky day. See how peaceful that was? A boundary does not require a TED Talk. So, your assignment this week: disappoint somebody, tell the truth, say no, ask for what you really want. Stop apologizing before you've even done anything wrong. Because every single time you tell the truth about who you are updating your terms and conditions. And remember, you can't make an account unless you agree to the terms and conditions, bitch. That's it for today's mini TED Talk on Bad for Approval about why nice girls are always going to finish dead last. Do with that information what you will. I'm your host, Z. See you next week.